In photovoltaic manufacturing, a physical constraint governs production. A finished module's power output is invariably lower than the sum of its constituent cells. This diagram shows a stack of 60 monocrystalline pseudo-square cells, 156 by 156 millimeters, with 5 busbars. The cell-to-module power equation divides total module power by the maximum power from those cells. 15 variables, known as K-factors, drive this cumulative deficit during assembly. These 15 parameters fall into 3 specific domains: geometrical inactive areas, optical behavior, and electrical series resistance. To quantify exact losses across these 3 domains, engineers map the material and spatial properties using the Smart CTM Simulation environment. By analyzing and optimizing these 15 factors, this 60-cell architecture reaches an 87.66% CTM efficiency retention, yielding 98.49% of its raw potential power. Locating and mitigating these deficits dictates the maximum potential for commercial solar output, serving as the primary bottleneck for advancing the levelized cost of energy. This interface shows the 2-dimensional spatial layout of the assembled module. Before a photon strikes the array, physical geometry imposes immediate penalties. The first geometric penalty is K1, the module margin. This includes the top, bottom, and side borders shown around the perimeter. These margins are physically necessary for structural integrity and sealing, but this inactive perimeter incurs a 1.81. Because the total surface area of the module increases while the active silicon area remains constant, these margins dictate the physical limit of the array's efficiency. This cross-section tracks the optical gauntlet photon's face as they hit the protective layers. Optical penalties begin with K3, cover reflection. As light strikes the tempered float glass, a fraction bounces off the front interface, causing a 0.32% efficiency drop. A radiance that survives this initial reflection faces K4, cover absorption. Photons are subject to parasitic absorption within the glass itself, costing another 0.15%. The light then crosses the boundary from the glass down into the EVA encapsulant, triggering K5, interface reflection, due to the shift in refractive index. Once inside the standard UV cutoff EVA, K6, encapsulant absorption, takes effect. This layer's absorption profile results in a 5.15 watt power drop. Finally, light reaching the silicon encounters K7, interconnection shading. Solid rectangular copper ribbons block photons from hitting the active silicon. This front-side metallization creates a severe 0.46% efficiency penalty. The materials required to protect the semiconductor from the elements actively restrict its optical intake. The analysis shifts at the point where optical penalties convert into optical gains. We can see this in K8, cell encapsulant coupling, which utilizes refractive index matching. Encapsulating the cell reduces surface reflection compared to a bare cell in air, yielding a 6.71 watt power boost. Light hitting the silver metallization fingers, labeled K9, scatters across the cell surface. Total internal reflection traps these scattered rays, bouncing them back into the active cell area to recover 2.68 watts. The K10 interconnector coupling applies the same total internal reflection principle to the coated copper ribbons, which recovers 4.71 watts. Even the dead space between cells is utilized via K11, cover coupling. Internal reflection at the rear of the top cover traps light that would otherwise escape through the spacing gaps. The PV packaging serves as a refractive optical component necessary for total photon recovery. We move from front-side optical pathways to the electrical pathways at the rear of the module. Ohmic losses emerge first through K12, cell interconnection, represented by these vertical lines. The rectangular ribbon core, measuring 1 mm wide by 0.15 mm thick, has a specific resistivity. This drains 6.53 watts as current scales up. Thicker buses connecting strings together incur the K13 string interconnection penalty, an additional 0.89 watt ohmic loss. We must also account for K14, electrical mismatch. Deviations in current and voltage profiles force entire strings to operate at their weakest wink. In this specific optimal simulation, perfect cell binning is assumed, resulting in a 0-watt mismatch loss. The final stage of resistance occurs at K15, the junction box and cabling, where bypass diodes and external connectors take a final toll on the exiting current. While optical parameters dictate photon absorption, This electrical architecture determines the survival rate of the resulting electrons. This waterfall chart plots the cumulative impact of all 15 vectors, tracing efficiency from bare cells to the finalized module. Starting from a theoretical 20.82% cell efficiency, shown in blue, the module settles at a finalized 18.25% in gray. The second chart provides a parallel metric for pure wattage output. The drop from 300.93 watts of cell power results in a finalized module power of 296.4 watts. Achieving this high baseline retention requires an active optimization engineering process, tightening physical parameters to claw back these deficits. The highest yield adjustment extracted from the simulation involves reducing cell and string distance parameters to reclaim active area. Utilizing a 0.8 mm width for 5 bus bars achieves the optimal balance between electrical series resistance and optical shading. We can also track the material optimization pathway, targeting the K6 encapsulant absorption factor. Selecting low UV cutoff EVA specifically minimizes parasitic absorption in the encapsulant layer, recovering a crucial 0.07 watt gain. Commercial PV design is a continuous balancing act. Mitigating the CTM deficit requires weaponizing material optics to mathematically offset unavoidable geometric and electrical penalties.